role, but I'm not going to. Because
I didn't think so.
You've been very vocal lately about gay rights, and
Right.
I was just curious, what's your opinion on Mitt Romney, since he appears to be the front runner for the Republicans, and he's been pretty anti-gay?
Well, I'm not much concerned with until there's an actual nominee. We don't really have to look at it that way. But I think I think it's the wrong side of history. I think everyone sort of understands it might be the last leg of the civil rights movement, and I do believe that. So I think that at some point, somewhere along the way, it's certainly not the wedge issue it was in 2004, and that's a good sign. So those are important things to me, I think.
George,
Yeah.
to your left.
Oh,
right
I'm
here.
sorry, I'm blind. Yeah.
Could I ask you why you feel this particular film has hit a chord with people, The Descendants, and it does touch people very strongly?
Well, it's an interesting thing. It's a good question. I think because, first of all, you have to look at the guy who's handling it all, which is Alexander Payne, and his track record. Look at the films he's done. He's done 5 films, and all 5 films are really wonderfully made films. He knows how to tell a story. He knows how to make something funny, and he knows how to turn it around. And in particular, this film carries a certain amount of depth on the on the other end, the wife dying and a man sort of coming to age at it's a coming of age film for a 50-year-old. And I think that a lot of us have dealt with issues or people like that, and I think it touches. I run into a lot of people who talk about family members who they've had to go through these things with. So I think it just touches a lot of people that way. Thanks. Yeah. Oh.
George, we acknowledge you for your humanitarian efforts. Could you please share with us something right now that's close to your heart that you're trying to bring awareness to?
Well, I'm still, I have a satellite system up and running called the Satellite Sentinel, and we've had great luck in the last month or so catching shots of mass graves with our satellite in Darfur, or actually not in Darfur, in the Sudan and in the Nuba Mountains. And we've been able to be part of the evidence, in fact, the major part of the evidence that had another person charged with crimes against humanity by the International Criminal Court. So I'm very passionate about the idea of holding people responsible for atrocities that they continue to keep. So that's still a big, that's a part of my life. That's something I deal with every day and focus on every day. So I'm very proud to be a part of it, although I feel like it's a long, long struggle. Thanks.
George?
Yeah.
Over here.
When you say over here, that really doesn't help
on
me?
the right, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I saw you, celebrating with all of your cast members, but many people on the internet noticed that Ryan Gosling is not in attendance tonight.
Yeah,
Where is he? And
he's in Thailand or something,
Okay.
and you know what you do in Thailand. I don't know. He's working, I think, in Thailand. So I saw him. He wrote me a nice letter or email this morning, and I found out that he wasn't going to be able to be there, which is, it happens. He's got to work. He's got to earn a living. He's a struggling actor.
George, on your right, back here.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I have a hard-hitting question for you.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Do you have Meryl Streep's glasses, and what happened to them?
I'm using them right now. Yeah, they wanted us to hand them to her, but there's sort of that moment when Meryl Streep is talking and sort of realizes that she doesn't have her glasses and starts to talk that you don't want to interrupt because it's Meryl Streep. So I just ended up giving them to David Fincher and trying to get him to do it. He's a director. I thought he would do it, and he chickened out. So then we just gave him back to Don, her husband.
George, over here to your left. Hi.
Hey, hi.
Hi, this is from our HFPA Twitter feed is going crazy with people asking you to marry them.
Yes, sure.
How many proposals have you had this year?
Proposals, none.
None.
But now I have, several.
Okay, just
Finally.
George, do you mind if we bring your director?
I do mind if you bring the director. Yeah, come on up. Alexander Payne, ladies and gentlemen.